Assalamu alaikum grade 7s. Today we're moving on with division and multiplication of decimal numbers. Remember yesterday we multiplied them by powers of 10, which was multiplied by 10 or 100 or 1000, and it was quite simple. You just had to move the comma, right? Now today we're going to do a decimal fraction multiplied by a whole number or divided by a whole number. So look at this part of the question. This is so you can see the difference now. This is a decimal fraction. It has a whole number and a comma and then a fraction part of it, a decimal fraction part of it, right? And then we have a whole number, which is 6. So it has no comma and no decimal part of it, so it's called just a whole number, and that's called a decimal fraction. So what we do is when we're multiplying them together, we ignore the decimals. So what do I mean by that? I'm not looking at the decimal, okay? So I'm writing it as 19821. I took the decimal out, and then my 6 stays the same, right? Now I'm going to multiply. So I'm going to say 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. So I put my 2 down there. I carried my 1 on top. 8 times 6 is 48. Plus the 1 gives me 49. So I put the 9 down and carry the 4. 9 times 6 is 54. Plus the 4 becomes 58. Right? So I put my 8 down. I carry my 5. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 5 gives me 11. So my answer is 118926. Right? So that's the first step. You just multiply without your decimals. Then what we do is we look at our question, the decimal fraction part of it. 19821. And we count how many places there are after the comma. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 4 places, right? So in my answer, I count 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to put my comma at 11,8926. So my answer would be 11,8926. If I multiply that number by 6, I get 11,8926. Okay, can you see what I've done? I took the whole number, multiplied it by the decimal fraction. But what did I do to the decimal fraction? I took out the comma when I'm multiplying. So I do a normal multiplication, right? And we need to revise our timetables all the time, right? So we're doing timetables here. You're multiplying by 6 and then you're getting 118926. Now that's not the end of my question. I have to add my decimal part in. So I look at the question part, counting 1, 2, 3, 4. So on my answer, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, and I put the comma in. So then my answer becomes 118926. Okay, now today we're doing long division. So what I have done is for you guys, I've put on a nice video on your classroom for you to watch to learn long division. So whenever you have extra time, you're going to watch that video, watch it a few times, do some examples that the Khan Academy is doing in the video, and we need to catch up on long division. Remember I told you we must catch up on long division. All of you are very weak in long division, right? But anyway, in this question we need to do long division, right? So you can see the method we used here. We're going to apply the same method now to division. What is my question telling me? 3,045 divided by 3. So I don't have a normal long division sum. I have here a decimal fraction and I have a whole number. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to write a division sum. Again, I've ignored my comma, right? I just wrote 3045 divided by 3. Now don't get frightened of this and run away and don't do your work and hide away. Please watch the video and follow me now. I'm doing it one time with you and we need to learn it, right? It's not difficult at all. So 3 divides into 3 how many times? 3 goes into 3 one time, right? So you write down 3. So we're looking at the first number there. 3 divides into the first number one time. Now I say 3 times 1. So I'm multiplying 3 times 1 and I write my answer underneath my 3. Can you see there? Now it just happens that I got 0 there. So I've got 0. Then I'm going to bring this number down. Okay, so I brought 0 down. If I go 3 divided into 0 now, my answer is 0, right? I get a 0 there, right? And then again I multiplied. 3 times 0 is 0. I've got a 0, right? Then I have to minus it. So then I minus 0 minus 0, I'm getting 0. Now you don't have to do the step here, but because you guys are not so good in long division, I've just done it to show you that you have to bring the first number down, then you bring the second number down. Now we're going to bring the third number down. So then I bring the number 4 down. Okay, now I've brought 4 down. Now I say 3 goes into 4. How many times? 3 goes into 4 one time. But then what's happening? I have to multiply this. 3 times 1, right, is 3. Then again I'm putting a minus sign. There's a minus sign, a minus sign. I'm minusing it. Now I have 4 minus 3 is 1. What am I left with? My last number. I'm bringing it 5 down. And then 3 goes into 15. How many times? 3 goes into 15 5 times. So 3 times 5 is 15. And what's my remainder? 0. Okay, so once you're done with the last number, say for instance your answer was 4 times 3 is 12 here, you'll have a remainder of 3, and then you're done with your long division. Okay, so watch the video. He does it quite a few examples in there, and watch how I've done this one here. But now remember, we're doing decimals. My answer is 1015. So my answer is not complete, right? What I have to do is I have to look at my original question. I've got 0,45. I'm looking at the decimal fraction part of my question. 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3. I insert my comma in there, and my final answer would become 1,015. Okay, let's do a test. So you can only do a test on a calculator once you've done it. So we had 1,9821 times 6. We get 11.8926. Can you see that's correct? Then we have 3045. No, sorry. 3.045 divided by 3. 1,015. So my answers are correct. I know I've done my answers correctly. Okay. Sorry, this one is the answer here. I know my answer is correct there. And I know my answer is correct. So you can check with a calculator, but you have to show your multiplication steps. You know in maths you get part marks for everything, and this as well. Okay, so it's time to learn. The homework is very little, so it's time to learn long division, right? So today we did division and multiplication by whole numbers. Where's my whole number? Here's my whole number here. And here's my whole number. We're working with decimal fractions this whole week, right? So yesterday we did multiplying by powers of 10, which was easy. You don't have to do all this. You're just moving the commas. And today we're doing multiplying by whole numbers, right? So if we look at our textbook, right? We're here at 7.8. Today, this is your homework. You have to do exercise 7.8. I'm going to put a picture on. There's the example there also of the long division, right? And then we are at the end. We have one more exercise to do. We're going to multiply decimal fractions by decimal fractions. Okay, and when we're done with that, I want to have one Zoom meeting with all of you guys to mark all these exercises together. So you have to make sure all your work is up to date, and we can just say hello to each other, and we can catch up, and you can tell me what you didn't understand. So make sure all your work is up to date. Everything is on the Google Classroom. The whole week's work, we're going to go through all the decimal fractions. And It's quite simple. If you watch the videos, you have the videos to revise. If anything is troubling you, then you can you're welcome to also message me and let me know, right?